Hello guys, it is another episode of the Nerdquest Podcast. It is I, Jacob, along with
Josh, aka Zorgulon, Destroyer of Worlds.
And we have
Matthew, remember me?
Aka Jenkins.
We should be having Conrad. He's a little late though.
Yeah.
But we're in a hurry today. Today's not going to be a long podcast.
No.
But let's jump right into it. The episode today is, let's face it, as a nerdy kid growing up, what's the one thing you want?
To have parents.
Wrong.
Wrong.
Correct answer. Jake?
To be a superhero.
Oh, sorry. I must be channeling Leela from Futurama.
But it's true. I mean, you spend time as a kid running around with blanket,
Towel cape,
blanket cape, pretending you're some kind of superhero, whether you make it up
and
or
how many Halloween costumes are superhero?
That's true.
I was
Wolverine
Spider-Man, Wolverine for like 3 years running. I was Batman. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's today. Today's podcast is about superheroes, but it's about the superheroes that we would be, and what we think would be. So
if we had any choice in the matter.
Yeah. So this is going to include name, powers. The only thing that is that out of the powers you get, what do you want to say? Two powers? Two main powers?
Two main powers and a travel power. Like, that's what you get up to. I mean, if one of your main powers is a travel power, then that's awesome.
Works for me because one of my main powers is a travel power. So powers, name. If you could come up with it, a villain and a weakness.
Alright. Hey, Conrad's here!
Conrad is
Hello.
here. It's about time.
Oh, shut up.
So we're just, short podcast today. We are just discussing the ground rules and no eating on the podcast.
We'll go. But no dogs eating on the podcast either. Oh wait, my sandwich.
So basic ground rules is name, powers, up to 2 powers and a travel power, a villain, and a weakness, if you can think of it. Also, when it regards to powers, invincibility and regeneration is not one of them. Regeneration can be, I guess.
Yeah.
But invincibility, we're going to lay down
Not
the ground
like
rule.
Deadpool status regeneration,
No.
though, who can literally get his head cut off, and then if someone puts it up to his neck, he'll be like, "Oh, what's up, guys?"
Yeah, we're talking basically every other superhero that's, kind of indestructible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But,
We can take a few blows.
But-
We're not... We're, so, like... We're,
but a
we're
bullet
gonna
could kill you.
Really?
Yes.
Really? I understand, several bullet woundings.
If you get a bullet to the head, you'll die.
Yes.
Well, yeah, that's a
But, but at the same time, we are superheroes, so we can get flung into a concrete wall and still brush it off, but we'll still be wounded.
Right, but a bullet's the same force of being thrown into a concrete wall in a, the size of a pin pressure.
Okay, I've got a question.
We'll try to debate it some more.
Okay, no, I do have a question. It's
Go ahead.
What about enhanced durability? So taking, the bullet thing, you can, it's that you can, it's not that it does less damage, that you can take more.
Okay.
Would that be allowed?
I guess so. I mean, I guess you could take a few rounds and then still walk away.
I
from
was
it,
just
but-
not the
getting
head.
shot in the gut, not a mortal shot. Getting shot in the heart, mortal wound right there.
Yeah. Same thing with neck or head.
Yeah. Next a possibility. You could live through that. You'd have to get medical attention pretty quick, or if you have regeneration factors, or etc.
Yeah.
Although most of what I'm saying is
But-
force trauma.
Right.
Okay. So we want to go around. Does everybody have the name? You just want to start with name and superpower, and you can dive into it a little bit about why.
So wait, 2 superpowers and a travel ability.
Pretty much.
As the most.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm kind of warring with myself because I've had a character I've had since I was 8 years old, and he's so heavily ingrained into the X-Men mythos
That's fine.
that
For him, obviously.
right. It's he doesn't have a superhero name
Okay.
because he uses his original name for it,
Which is
Ray.
okay.
Which is fitting.
Yeah, because he uses photokinesis and hard light.
It's kind of like Cyclops.
Yeah, like Cyclops, but with the ability to project it from basically any part of his body, hands primarily.
Okay.
His ass.
Possibly,
I
yeah.
want to see him take out a villain with his ass.
Well, he's got that also Uber technique where he shoots light from every pore on his body.
Yeah.
Or no.
So that would include his ass.
Bank robber. He's like, "Oh, you never should have turned your back to me." You should have turned your back to my ass!
But,
Anyways.
yeah. So that's...
So his main superpower is...
I would,
Shooting lasers from
I
his
would
ass.
classify it as photokinesis.
Okay.
Second, that's really it, unless you count the absorption of solar energy. That's what... And flight.
Nice.
That combination's always been... It's a pretty famous combination.
Yeah.
When you see it on Dragon Ball Z and things like that. But, although that's more of a martial arts thing. And he's actually kind of grown to be a distinct being away from me mentally, even though he was originally he was designed for me to like
Put himself
quote,
into.
it was a self-insert fanfic character for the X-Men. But it's kind of funny. His personality's changed so much since then. I mean, I've had the guy for 13 years.
Yeah, pretty much. I was, like, personally, when I was a kid, I never came up with my own superhero. It's always like, oh, I'm Spider-Man or I'm Batman or something like that. That's who you wanted to be.
Right.
But because I was like, I had a good imagination, but I could never come up with my own superhero. Matt?
Now, not thinking of this as a separate character from me, thinking of this as me. Now, the name sounds kind of weird until I explain it.
Okay.
I think it's Blue Shift.
It's kind of funny you say Blue Shift because Blue's in my name, too.
Well, the reason is because Blue Shift would also have photokinesis, except for he'd be more about manipulating it and turning it into constructs.
Okay.
So more Green Lantern than Cyclops.
Yeah, although he could still... Anyways. And super speed. Light and super speed would be his travel power, which is why Blue Shift, because that's what you see when a star is moving away from you.
That's cool.
Nice.
And his last power would be just for realism purposes on the super speed. Super durability. But think about it. What if you're going super speed and you trip?
Oh, God.
That's some really bad road rash you're getting there.
At least.
Well, if you don't have like enhanced durability of some sort, you'd go splat.
Yeah.
So that's why he would have enhanced durability, just for a reason.
I would think that would kind of be, for the purposes of our discussion, I would think that naturally your body would be able to handle the results of its own superpower.
Yeah.
So, like, super speed, the durability to contend
kind of
with
comes with it.
Yeah.
In that case, probably telekinesis, just because that's like one of the most useful powers ever.
Yeah.
Yeah, because imagine if you had super speed and like super durability didn't come along with it, like with how quick you're running, you'd tear tendons and shit. Pretty easily.
You'd melt.
Well, I was thinking external influence, running into walls or tripping. Like I just said.
Shit would hurt.
That's why
running onto the road.
Well, like there was this one Cyanide and Happiness.
Of course,
the 50 mile an hour. The 50 mile an hour man. And so he's like, there's this guy. He's waiting for this bus. The bus speeds by, and he starts chasing after it. And he's running up against the door. And he's like, "Hey, why didn't you stop?" And he was like, "Because there's a bomb on this bus. If I go below 50 miles an hour, it'll blow up." Holy crap! That's awesome! Yeah, but don't you realize you're running 50 miles an hour? He's like, oh my god, what do I do? What do I do? You gotta chase your dreams, son! You gotta chase after him! He's like, okay, and he runs off, and like, he starts running track, he's running all these medals and whatnot, but then this contractor comes up to him, he wants him to run in the Grand Prix.
What was the Indy?
The Indy 500.
Okay.
And so he's running against these cars that are moving like
a lot faster.
A lot faster than 50 miles an hour. And then he like does this spiral downhill. He's drinking. He's taking off his trophies. I think he gets like no, he gets divorced. I think he gets he gets arrested. And then he gets out of prison and he's standing on this track that's like the 50 mile an hour man track. And he's like he starts running. And it's like this cool like flashback montage, but then he kind of closes his eyes, spreads his arms, and he runs into a wall, killing himself. And then the bus driver, he wheels up, he's super old, he looks at it, he's like, single tear, but then the bus explodes.
So,
Cyanide and Happiness.
To make a short story long, consequences of your own superpowers. Exactly. That would be why I put that in.
Go watch Cyanide and Happiness. Do it.
We won't wait.
I like reading the comics.
We can't wait today.
That's true, we can't.
So yeah, that's Blue Shift.
Nice. Mine is actually it's called Blue Vapor. What happened? His no,
not really.
Conrad, shut up and let him talk.
What? Yeah. Anyway, teleportation and super strength. And like the reason why it's called blue vapor is because whenever he teleports,
he leaves behind a blue vapor.
Hi,
Nightcrawler.
Exactly. Yeah. It's kind of funny too because when you come up with your own superhero, you're gonna have a basis.
Oh, right.
Like where you come. Nightcrawler, I love. Well, Nightcrawler, and there was another one. I actually think it came from X-Men Origins Wolverine when they fucked up Deadpool. And how he was teleporting and fighting. Yeah. I just like the fluidity of it and how it looks. It just looks really cool. And so,
also known as Ares in Injustice, right?
Yeah. Until I pull him out of the nether. But no, I always thought that just looked really cool. And then I guess I can't really think of anything else for powers. I mean, I guess I would cop out and say regeneration maybe. But yeah. I always thought that would look really cool.
You also don't need to have 3 powers.
That's true. You don't. I think.
Why wouldn't you? Honestly, why would you not?
Why not have more powers? But yeah, that would be mine. And I came up with him last night. Actually, I was trying to go over like what would look cool, and I was just thinking like, man. It'd be cool to be able to teleport and have super strength and just beat the shit out of everyone.
You should do a tabletop game with these guys sometime soon.
I would totally do it. I think with super strength, durability would come with that too.
Yeah.
So that's my guy. Conrad.
So there's a couple of heroes.
I'm gonna veto Blood right now.
You're gonna veto Blood?
I'm gonna have to say due to time constraints too. Pick one.
Okay. So there's a hero of my dreams that this is me in my dreams.
Oh great.
He's the Venetian Man. That is what he's called.
At least you didn't go with the Leather Rebel.
Yeah. Well, and because it's always been a toss between the Leather Rebel or the Venetian Man or the Venetian Manhunter, but that sounds too much like Martian Manhunter.
Venetian is like Venice?
Yeah,
Venice.
Venice.
Say Venus?
I thought it was Venetian.
Yeah,
Venetian.
Venetian.
Whatever.
Same thing.
American English.
Semantics.
So, the Venetian Man, his powers, he has like flight. He has flight like hell because he can like here to DC 5 minutes.
So it's like a combo of super speed and flight almost.
It's super flight. Super flight. And then as for powers, force fields and weather. Force fields and weather.
Cool.
So he's like the master manipulator, if you think about it.
Yeah.
But like no joke, and like the Venetian Man, he's done some hardcore things. Like he wrapped his hand,
of course,
in like this force field, like super moving, and tears this guy heart out. He's not super strong.
Yeah, that's a superhero right there.
Okay, but that's another quick question.
Hero.
What is?
I actually wrote a paper.
What are your heroes? Morals on killing.
I wrote a paper about this last night.
He's an anti-hero. So the Venetian
Punisher
Man,
status.
Yeah, Punisher status.
So he doesn't care about killing.
Well, I wouldn't say he doesn't care.
I've done a bad thing in Punisher status.
Well, I don't think not.
You've done a bad thing, and you will pay. And if I have to tear your heart out to prove that point, I'm going to.
Okay, so that's more Punisher because you started that, and I thought you were going more Ghost Rider with this, but you turned to the corner and went Punisher. Punisher is I will kill you if I have to. Ghost Rider is you're going to die.
Yeah.
I won't kill you if I don't have to. I'm still gonna beat the shit out of you.
Right.
Yeah. I think that would fall with my guy too. I think Blue Vapor would preferably not want to kill.
I don't think he'd have much of a choice, because of his power.
Well, he could pull a punch like Spider-Man. Spider-Man
doesn't
kill
splatter people.
Yeah, doesn't. Yeah. I mean, doesn't kill anybody because he pulls his punches.
The Hulk, I'm sure, does.
Yeah, but yeah, I think with Blue Vapor, it's like I don't want to kill, but if it happens, it happens.
I don't know. And every time the Hulk has ever punched someone,
it's been a super being.
But when it has been a human, he was already like he wasn't like super mega Hulk, but he did like put them in a full body cast, and that person did need to like get turned into a super being.
Sorry, but no, there's with last night I wrote a paper about 3 basic things that help define a superhero. Obviously, number 1 is the powers. It's a lot of times how they're classified. 2 is their personal code. Do they have a code against killing? Are they anti-heroes? And the third one's actually about how they receive thanks. Did you read my paper?
I saw the one up there.
That's it. Like, for example, you have Spider-Man, who I was playing Amazing Spider-Man earlier, and I saved a police officer.
He's the sure don't mention it guy.
Kind of. I saved a police officer who goes, "I owe you one, Spidey," and Spider-Man goes, "No, you don't. You put your butt on the line for us every single day. Call it even."
Yeah.
There's Superman and Captain America who go, "Thank you, but I couldn't have done it without my team." And then there's Batman.
Yeah.
I didn't get to shit. Where'd he go?
Yeah.
There's one other type. There's one other type. Booster Gold from DC. He was a he was a museum guy in the far-flung future who broke into it, who did a horrible job because he stole a bunch of stuff from like the 24th century. Then went back in time to be a superhero for the fame and glory of it. So with him, it's thank you, Booster Gold. Don't mention it. Just sure, here's an autograph, and he's the one who milks it for all it's worth. Yeah.
So he'd do good in like the Saints Row universe.
Yes.
Gotcha.
Whereas where Ray falls on that continuum, one, he's not a killer. I mean, he will if his own life is being threatened, but that's about it.
I think those three things are missing something, and that's the costume.
We don't have time to go into
superheroes change costumes more often than they change.
And plus, it's an audio podcast. It'd be like
I have to hit on the Venetian Man's costume for just a second because
I think we can hit major motifs.
Okay. And so the Venetian Man, because he's wearing a Venetian carnival mask, specifically 3 masks that change every once in a while depending on what he's doing, and it's my masks. And so the way I'd see him giving thanks or taking thanks, he doesn't take thanks because he doesn't talk. He cannot talk.
Or he chooses to, at the very least, present the appearance.
Yeah.
In terms of receiving thanks. Because I don't think Batman kills as often as...
Batman doesn't kill.
The Venetian Man, he doesn't disappear, though, either, like Batman does. He just walks away.
Right.
Or flies.
Or he'll walk away, and then he'll fly.
I think how Blue Vapor would take his thanks is someone would thank him, and he would just kind of, like, nod. Like, I wouldn't take... Like, I don't imagine Blue Vapor being a very talkative guy. Mm-hmm. So he could just kind of nod, and then just...
So kind of like Spidey? Spidey, but less talkative.
I see you as a very Spidey-like hero.
Well, I love Spider-Man's my favorite character, or my favorite superhero. So yeah.
In fact, under his Tacoma Rainiers shirt today, he's wearing a Spider-Man undershirt.
And 3 of the 4 of us here have Spider-Man casings for our phones,
including me. But yeah, it would be kind of like he would just nod and then he'd just like teleport out of there.
Ray, once again, code against killing, but as for thanks, he definitely. Try to lay the thanks somewhere else because he doesn't do what he does to get thanks or anything. He does it for his own satisfaction. He doesn't do it because people are in danger. He does it because it's what he likes. It's what he does. It's what he loves.
It's what I do.
Kind of, yeah. But also, once again, I created him heavily in the X-Men universe. And he sees Cyclops as a father figure. Mm-hmm. So he takes a lot of his attitude and stuff from Cyclops.
Pompous douchebag?
Cyclops isn't the pompous douchebag.
Unless you're talking about by
pompous douchebag you mean always looking out for every member of his team, trying to finagle it so nobody gets hurt.
He does get a little douchebaggy after Utopia.
Okay, yes, but when I was growing up, there
was no Utopia.
Correct. And Cyclops was like, it took me a while to realize it because he's very subtle about it. Mm-hmm. Kind of like I never really appreciated Captain America's presence, but I really like Cyclops. He's a strong leader. He's a good guy, and he's very skilled. Mm-hmm. He uses his power as a supplement, which I think is really cool. And that's Ray kind of wants to do that, but he's too much of a showboat. He spends a lot of time hanging out with characters like Iceman, Spidey, and the Human Torch. So
the Amazing Friends.
Yeah.
It was the Ultimate Universe.
But yeah, so that's...
how would Blue Shift take thanks?
First off, I didn't mention morality. Mm-hmm. Probably in a similar boat to Blue Vapor, he won't kill unless it's absolutely necessary.
I can see this guy praying.
Why?
I don't know, and just your kind of character.
For those of you playing along at home, Jake and I and Matthew are all kind of looking at Conrad like, what the actual fuck?
I didn't like, so kind of like with Drell from Mass Effect.
Oh, Thane?
Oh, I think it's because you compared him to like a star, what you see when a star rushes away, and for some reason it's the whole celestial thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know why that has a thing.
As far as religion,
nope, stop.
He's based off me, so no. I don't really do the religion thing. But as far as taking thanks, he'd be mostly like the Superman Captain America, like thanks, but if he has a team, couldn't do it without them or something. But that doesn't mean he wouldn't appreciate it.
Right. I think every superhero appreciates that.
Yeah.
Except for Batman because he's crazy.
And me.
Yeah, but like I said,
when I said appreciate is like he the fame and the glory helps him keep up with heroing, but it's not the primary reason he does it.
Right. Now something just go with a name, very general personality, like compare him to another major villain, and let's say powers, name, and personality comparison. What would your hero's villain be like?
Well, my weakness is for Blue Vapor. I always pictured his weakness, and it comes from the movie Jumper.
Yeah.
Weakness would be electricity.
Okay.
Any kind of electric shock.
Electrician.
And
electrician.
Nothing can't be like that.
Oh,
I think,
don't tell him that.
I actually think the villain, and I came up with a name for him. It'd be the Conduit.
Okay.
And like his main way of attacking would be using electricity. Can't decide if it's more like a genetically modified, or if he's like a super scientist and came up with his own way of shooting electricity, and conducting it. But like that would be like my main villain, and weakness on top of that would be electricity. Also, real quick, since Conrad kind of touched on his character's outfit, I'll touch on mine. I've just pictured it kind of being kind of looks like Dr. Doom's coat.
Yeah,
how it's kind of long. It's got the hood.
Yeah, the hood.
And then on top of that, he would have you'd only see his eyes. So he would have a part that came up and covered his mouth and nose too. And then it would be and so that would be the main feature. And so it would keep the mystery of how he looks. Just something kind of sneaky like that.
Okay.
What about Blue Shift? Or actually, we just got to our name. What about personality for Conduit?
Oh, Conduit. I would actually go with something along the lines of evil power-driven scientist.
So like Dr. Doom type of thing?
Kind of, yeah.
Because Dr. Doom's pretty mentally disciplined.
I would say that, or something along the lines of Norman Osborn.
Okay, so a little unbalanced.
Boom! Complete ends of the spectrum.
Pretty much, either one of those I think would be a good foil.
So a mix of the two.
Mm-hmm. I think it'd be a good foil for Blue Vapor.
Blue Shift.
I think one of Blue Shift's primary enemies would be a character I've had for a while. Her name is Revenant. Because the two things that the supernatural creature or Revenant has with it are cold and fear. And her abilities are generation, manipulation of ice, and I've been ability my brother came up with, the ability to reach into somebody's head and take their worst fear and make it reality. Which I think would be a really great one for Blue Shift, because it's one of the mind is one of the few things he can't really handle very well, because even his psychic power is physical, telekinesis, and super speed, ice, I can't see that going well. For personality, she'd be pretty mastermindy and also very classic Black Widow style villainess.
Okay. Ooh, I like that. That'd be cool.
Those are always terrifying. Mm-hmm. As for Ray, I know I've got a couple bouncing around. Mm-hmm. And the real argument here is for me whether I would use the big bad like Dr. Doom is, or a Venom type character. The antithesis.
I would go with Dr. Doom type at this point.
Okay,
that's kind of what I went.
I was thinking big bad.
In which case, Ray would probably face up against. I've got two. One is magic based, and one is a mutant. I'm it's really tough because they're both two of my favorite villains.
Just for time's sake, let's
I'm
go
going to pick one.
Okay.
I'm going to pick the Reanimator.
Oh.
It's not a self-given name. It's something that people will call him because he is a necromancer in the purest sense. He can cause, with a touch, he causes corpses. He reinvigorates the dead cells without touching their higher brain functions.
Okay.
So he can resurrect all forms of really anybody and keep their powers intact if need be.
Particularly if it's genetic.
Right.
Probably not so much if it's magic.
Right. But he's
Higher brain function.
he's very driven. He's very old because he uses his own abilities to keep his own cells young. He's very knowledgeable, which is really kind of a thing against Ray, because Ray is famous for going off half cocked. And the big problem here is the Reanimator is very patient, and Ray is very brash and excitable. Reanimator does things like he'll poison higher up heroes in order to add them to his army, things like that. So, appearance wise, he actually dresses a little like Conrad is today. Conrad's wearing jeans, the t-shirt, leather jacket, not the beanie though.
Oh, what happened to the sunburst yellow?
That's Ray, not the Reanimator.
Sorry, I thought we were talking about Ray still. Never mind.
No, Ray dresses in gaudy sunburst yellow and like bright oranges,
And so
because he uses light.
Yeah, your villain and the Munition Man might get a little bit mixed up sometimes.
That'd be fun.
The mask would kind of give it away, I think.
Well, but like with long nose, with long nose, it just covers much
The
front
classic
face.
masquerade, like with the long nose.
Like the doctor type mask.
Yeah, that one I call it long nose.
Oh, okay,
Each of my three masks have their own name.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking about your guy's villain.
No,
he's talking about his hero. He's talking about his villain.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
my guy's villain. If blood is still disqualified, because usually then I'd go with bad blood, because I remember bad blood. But if I can't use bad blood, then I have Madness. His name is just simply Madness, and he's kind of like this mix between Two-Face, the Joker, and throw in some magic powers in there.
So he's crazy as balls.
He's crazy as balls.
If not Earth.
But what happens is he says, okay, what if two things are going to happen? Here are the two things. He flips the coin, it lands, and then whatever was going to happen is coming out of that coin.
Okay.
That's kind of cool.
That's really badass.
And so he's like, okay, either 50 giant razor blades are flying at you, or hellhounds are going to appear and start chasing you. Let's see what happens.
It's really lose-lose on that.
So wait, is the coin a magic artifact, or is it his power?
It's both.
Okay, so it's like the interaction between the two.
Yeah,
Yes.
for real.
So what happens? So
and he doesn't
later.
and he doesn't always say two bad things. It could be
crazy.
like it's whatever he feels like at that moment.
Or maybe if it's one of his minions, if you happen to have minions.
And then there was this one time where the Munition Man was successful in catching it, and it never happened again. Madness never let it happen again.
Oh, did just nothing happen, or
they actually had to team up because he caught it, and then the coin started burning. The coin landed on the ground, and then shit started pouring out.
Oh god!
And so then they had to team up and
shut it out.
Yeah,
Right.
Real quick, if you had to choose where your superhero would be based out of, now this can be real world or comic book world. And just real quick, try not to go too much into it. You can choose both. Where would your superhero come out of?
Comic book universe, Westchester, New York, home of the X-Men.
Okay.
Real universe, it's got to be Seattle.
See, I was thinking that too.
Yeah.
Do we
just
have
fits
any
Red.
really crazy crime here?
Not really,
Not
but
yet.
I mean, do you have any? I mean, honestly, how often you hear about really crazy crime going on in New York?
People bite people in New York, dude.
People bite people in Seattle. There's homeless people all over the place.
Hi, guys.
My brother bites people.
Up homeless people. That's what we'd be doing in here.
But no, I like the idea because you've never really seen a villain or you've never seen a superhero based out of Seattle.
No, they're based out of California.
Here.
Nothing happens anywhere like they do in comic books. That's the point. Like, how often do you see Dr. Doom walking down the street in New York?
I saw him the other day in Seattle.
But I think it'd be cool. Plus, it would kind of go along with the lines of Blue Vapor and who he is.
It just seems like Seattle fits for Ray.
So are we all picking Seattle?
I think real world. I think is it unanimous at Seattle?
Seattle.
I have the other option would be L.A. because that would also fit.
Yeah.
Since Blue Shift is based off of me in real world, yes, Seattle.
So all right, I have this great picture of Blue Vapor. He pops up to the Space Needle. He's like, "Damn it, guys!" And we're all huddled, trying to watch over the city. He's like, I reserved it for today.
Son of a bitch! This does not look intimidating at all. It's like a bunch of dumbasses sitting on top of the Space Needle. All right. Fuck it! I'm going to the Columbia Tower.
I feel like I feel like Ray'd get caught monologuing by one of his buddies. I just feel like it would be tonight.
I'm going to say it would be Blue Vapor because Blue Vapor would see you from far and just like teleport up there and be like, talk to yourself.
Oh, God damn it!
No, I think this one was a real winner. Keep going, dumbass.
Fuck you.
If we have nothing else to say, can I take the opportunity to describe Blue Shift's costume a little because I just came up with it.
I do want to say comic book world real quick, though. I would actually go probably somewhere more DC and not real. And I would probably say... I think Gotham would be a good place.
Me and Gotham.
I think Gotham would be a good place for Blue Shift.
Just be careful. I hear the guy that protects Gotham is kind of mentally unstable.
Really?
He isn't. No, he isn't.
Who in the world besides me? Actually, I'm not 100% mentally there. So.
I also hear him and Bruce Wayne haven't been seen in the same
I know.
room. Really weird.
No, they actually have.
I heard a rumor that Batman was keeping Bruce Wayne hostage. But...
Well, no, there's one beautiful comic where Batman, Bruce dressed, the butler.
Alfred? How the fuck do you forget Alfred?
I think the question you meant to ask is how the fuck do you forget Alfred, Conrad?
I just completely spaced. I haven't eaten all day.
Conrad's one of the biggest Batman fanboys I've ever seen.
He put Alfred in the bat suit and had him sitting up top of a balcony, and like this one detective
Alfred puts up with so much bullshit.
This one detective was talking to Bruce and he's like, "But you've never been seen." Oh, cool! Look, there's Batman. Bruce says, and there's Batman, and they're like, "Oh, well, okay, so I guess we can leave. Our investigation is over."
Obviously, Bruce Wayne's not Batman.
But then Bruce,
it's the frail old-looking dude up there.
No, but you couldn't see. All you could see was like the badass silhouette. Yeah. And he goes in. Alfred, he's standing there in the bat suit. It's like 3 sizes too big for him. He's like, "Can I take this off now?"
Okay, real quick because we gotta wrap it up. And it's like I said, it's gonna be a short one today. But still kind of fun.
We'll touch on this later.
Yeah, we'll come back to it. What would Blue Shift's costume look like?
I'm obviously the first impression would be that the base is blue, but actually it's black, going with a space theme, and it's got kind of in like Star Wars or something when they go hit light speed, the trail that stars make. Mm-hmm. There's a bunch of that. Like all over.
That looks cool. That would be cool. Yeah, I picture like Blue Vapor having probably one of the more practical looking costumes for superheroes.
I don't know. For some reason I see Blue Vapor in like commando gear.
No, I was thinking more along the lines, like I said, like the longish coat with the hood,
the tactile neck
shirt that covers the mouth and nose, and then something like a pair of Carhartt jeans I normally wear that these black Carhartt jeans, really comfortable and easy to move around in. I feel like that'd be it.
Yeah.
That way it wouldn't look really weird when you're buying that stuff. It's like it's not like this guy's ordering a lot of spandex. All right.
Shut up! It's comfortable.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like classic hero, so that's kind of what I...
No,
that's what Ray goes to.
And I literally came up with him while I was coming down the stairs.
It's times like this that I really wish I was good at drawing, because I would love just to sketch them up, just to see it, just get
Champions
basic.
Online. It's an MMO superhero MMO that has one of the greatest character creation things I've ever seen.
Does it?
And I've created Ray on there.
Okay, cool.
If only you could get them this so we could advertise for them on the podcast.
I found a guy that had created the Incredible Hulk in the DC universe.
Oh, my brain.
See, I personally am not a fan of when people recreate heroes that are like actual comic book characters.
Especially when you have the chance to create your own hero.
Right.
Like, that's the whole point of this, is to create your own hero.
Alright, so I guess we're going a little bit bigger on costumes. So the Venetian Man, the Venetian masks, but then he's got like this thick leather armor, top, and leather pants, leather boots, leather gloves, but then he wears the leather jacket over that.
I picture him pulling a lot of like inspiration costume-wise from Vendetta.
I can kind of see
it's
that.
a lot of black.
Yeah, I just...
And as for weapons, he does have the tongs.
I saw more inspiration coming from Blade, actually.
That too.
Because that's a little more of a practical modern day thing.
Oh, Blade, one of the most underrated comic book heroes.
Right?
Although, if you put the four of our characters together in a room, and it's gonna look really weird.
Blade.
I think it'd be a cool team up though.
Yeah, I'd read that comic.
I'd read that comic.
I'm just saying.
I'd read the hell out of that comic.
I'd read that comic so hard.
Well, just pointing out Blue Shift.
And I'd watch that movie. And I'd definitely sign that deal.
Yeah.
My point being,
Buy us.
Blue Shift and Ray, classic spandex, and then these two
looking a little bit more practical, modern day.
Blue Vapor,
practicality.
Blue Vapor, except for the covering the face, looks kind of like a guy off the street, and then leather.
Yeah. But yeah, that's gonna be it for today for this episode. Sorry that it's so short, but like I said, I think it was still pretty good for a shorter podcast.
Yeah, it was.
Next podcast, we're gonna shoot for Supernatural.
Yes, that's what we're hoping for.
That's the plan. As for today, that's gonna be it. Right now, it's time to go fight some crime.
Woo!
Time to sign out.
Superheroes away!
No.
Peace out.
There you go.